What's up, everybody? This is Joseph R. Wheeler III, the artist, founder, and the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. And today is my birthday. Yeah, that's why I'm up here bling-blinging and things, wearing my favorite new cap. Y'all seen it in my unboxing video, but this thing gonna get a lot of life. You better believe it, because I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing one of my favorite bespoke fit shirts here, but we're not here to talk fashion so much, but I did have to acknowledge the fit because I know you're gonna be looking at it through the video. But we're talking about Highest to Lowest, Spike Lee's Highest to Lowest, a remake of Kurasawa, one of Japan's most prolific filmmakers' films. Now, I must say, I've never seen Highest to Lowest, the original, but after seeing this, I have to see it. The movie is great. Let me just start, but just point blank flat like that. All right, the movie is great. Now, if you know at ONYXCON, we do a rating system based on the 7 letters in ONYXCON. Okay, so this would get a ONYX, ONYX. C. Oh, like, I mean, you know, the ultimate level is that full ONYXCON. The only reason it doesn't get that, and I'll break it down. I will break it down. I think every time I see a Spike Lee film, I'm thinking about all of Spike's catalog. And I try not to compare the weight of the movies to the last movie or to other previous movies, but I can't help it because Spike is such a prolific filmmaker. He's somebody I admire so much as a writer, producer, director myself. I'm in the biz and I do act and I am a SAG eligible actor. Hint, hint, Spike, you need to hire me for your next one, I'm just saying. Anyway. And I just turned 50 and I look like this. So imagine, you need me to look younger, just blacken up, we could do a lot of things. We can do a lot of things, Mike. We can do a lot of things with this. You know what I'm saying? But Highest to Lowest is different. It's different, but it's the same. What I mean by the same, it's a Spike joint. It's definitely a Spike Lee 40 Acres and a Mule film. You don't feel like you're not watching a Spike film, even though it's a remake. And because it's a remake, like I said, I have to see the other film because now I'm wondering how he translated whatever period in Japan that film is to modern day New York and hip hop culture and music biz and criminal situations going on in the film. I'm trying not to give away stuff because I don't want to do any spoilers up in here, but I do want to tell y'all enough so you can understand what you can expect when you see this movie, right? So the first thing I say about it is that, and I don't know if this is because of the theater I saw it in, but it had a palette to it that it seemed like he wanted it to look aged. I don't know if that was on purpose, like I say, or did I just catch. Because I know sometimes when you catch a later screening of something that is a few too many weeks old or months old. In this case, this might have been, has it been a month? I think. It didn't stay, it's not gonna stay in theaters long. And I was lucky to see it on my birthday, September 9th. So shout out to that still being in theaters. And it was only one showing. So, it's one of those things like you better get it while you can get it because that's it. And it was the select theaters and all that. Of course, it's streaming still and will be streaming. And that's Apple Films and all that. But I really think that this movie has energy about it. It looks, the grit of the way the film itself looks 70s or early 80s. But the subject matter, like I say, is now. It's modern. It's cell phones. It's current pop culture. It's cancel culture. It's people weighing in via social media about the importance of all kind of really important things and where we are in family life, where we are in social matters, where we are in the concept of something I talk about all the time right here at ONYXCON, which is why I was so happy to see this movie because I felt like this is it. This is another stone to the pyramid I have been building that says the hell with all of this money first concept. No, it's not about that. The hell with the concept that was started by the lyrics of the song. Yes, I always say it was a jam. It was a classic piece in hip hop history, and it definitely had a weight of a beat and rhythm and melodic sound. But that whole money, power, respect, Lil' Kim, most backward lyric in the history of hip hop because of what it has done what was created to even say that lyric, which was already in place way before Lil' Kim ever said it. It's quite frankly the basis of how America became the capitalist country it is. It's always been putting money first, but it's ass backwards. The proper order, and it didn't get right and get said in hip hop in a lyric. And I said it as soon as I heard it. I had always thought that's backwards. It should be respect first. And I never thought I'd hear it heard until Prodigy from Mobb Deep, and I believe his last album on a track called Call of Duty, just like the video game, with, and y'all heard me say, if you're new to the channel, you're just like, Joseph, you say this all the time, but if you're not new, and you need to hear this. If you never heard this, you need to hear this. Go find Call of Duty, okay, with Prodigy from Mobb Deep, before he passed, rest his soul, and Jay Electronica's on there, yes, one of the fathers of Erykah Badu's children, okay? And he said on that track, he said, respect, power, money, in that exact order. My brother said it right. My brother got it right. It can be said it was said right, finally. Because it damn sure ain't being said right most of the time. It ain't. It's all over the place, and most people still pushing this money. And you see in this movie, I'm not gonna give it away, but when I tell you there's a scene between Denzel's character and ASAP. Yeah, setting the record straight. Old school setting the record straight. I couldn't be prouder to be turning 50 in a generation, in an era where we got heroes in movies and characters like Denzel and everything he's doing and how he's doing it and what he wants to be the end of his legacy, the kind of characters, the kind of roles he's taking, the kind of impact and oomph and gravitas, which he's most known. I call every actor that I admire so much like him, that's the school of gravitas. And I'm an enrolled member. I just hope to one day be, one of the graduating or honorary doctorate degree holders or something, you know what I mean? Because when I tell you this man, this character, when you can hear the history of the character through the lines, which I like that too. They didn't waste time doing it, because it could have done that. It easily could have been one of those movies where you have a lot of, let's go do a throwback scene and we'll use some AI or we'll use makeup and make somebody look younger and explain how Denzel became this powerful business mogul in the music industry. I said, no. It's explained through the relationships. It's just dialogue. It's just things being said. It's articles. It's the way his home is, the things on the wall. It's everything is a character in a great movie. See, when you're in the film business like I am, you understand that as an actor. You understand everything is a character, including you, your wardrobe, the environment, the weather. It's all a character. And the character spoke throughout the whole film. So you don't have to ask who this man is. You don't have to ask who his wife is. You don't have to ask who his kid is. You don't have to ask who his kid's best friend is. You don't understand why that's so important when you see the film. I'm just going to say there's a kidnapping. I would have never thought all of that stuff happened in this movie. The way they advertised it was very, very good. Because most movies nowadays, you feel like you've seen the whole damn movie once you've seen the trailer. Oh, I know what that's about. I even watched a special behind the scenes thing with Spike and all of his, best friends, people who've been close to him in the biz for years, folk who worked for him for years, just talking about how much they love him and what he does and how he works and like working for him. That's pretty much what it was. It was one big, pep rally for 40 Acres of Mule, and I enjoyed it. It was really good. But while it's being said, all these different things, they're showing cutaways of Spike on set directing scenes. There was a famous scene that you'll know when you see the movie of a Puerto Rican Day parade, which I loved. That was awesome the way they shot that, and I felt the energy. It just made me want to get up and salsa and everything. It was right. It was a dope scene, and it's still a heist movie vibe going on at the same time. You'll see what I mean when you see it. They shot the hell out of that. But none of that gave away to me what the movie was about or why that was even going on. And the way they framed that with other scenes, they let see little clips and stuff. I would have thought a whole bunch of other things other than what actually is happening in that movie. So to finally see it and see really what goes on, I said, that's what this is. Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. Now, the only reason I hold back on a full ONYXCON for the rating is because of, I will say now, here's my thing. A lot of people have been, raving about ASAP, saying, even in all the promo for the movie, every interview I've seen with Spike and Denzel, they're both joking, talking about how much he looks like Denzel and saying, he says his mama told him he looked like Denzel all his life. And I said, I don't see that, bro. I mean, it's okay to be you. It's okay to be your, if somebody says you're a good-looking young man, just be your version of that. You ain't got to be this king, be your own king, And Denzel kind of, played into that and rolled with that. And he said it like multiple interviews. They all kept saying it. I was just thinking, what is this? And it seemed like this passing of the torch moment. As if Denzel was saying, because I know I'm retiring soon, I need somebody else to take the mantle and be that next great actor on the level of what I bring to the game. And I'm like, this is like your first major with an actor on that level. I'm sure he's done other stuff, but this is, like, he did an excellent job, don't get me wrong. But you're a rapper who played a rapper. You played a rapper that's worse in his energy than your worst. Whatever your worst, most ratchet side, this dude magnifies that times 200, So he was not convincing. He was very convincing. He did an excellent job. But I gotta see you do way the hell more than play a thug to be convinced that you really ready to wear a crown like a Denzel. It's almost like not even to be joked of. I myself as an actor, I have no desire to even compare or want to necessarily be seen in the light of a Denzel. That was not even my goal when I got into acting. Not to get too off on personal, but I think a lot of times some people, if they're given a certain level of opportunity and they get enough hype, some people will start believing it and start thinking, well, yeah, I'm that dude. And it's like, nah, man, you gotta prove that. Have you done theater like Denzel? I don't do theater. Denzel always says you really learn how to act in theater. I agree with him. Everybody I know who's a theater actor, they're magnificent. I may never be on that level. I started as a visual artist. I love film. I still like doing film. I prefer writing and being in my films with short roles. I don't like long, have to remember all that. I'm not good with memory, but I'm decent and I do a great job according to what people have told me. So I stay in my lane is what I'm saying. And I don't not say that this brother is not capable of reaching the lanes of a Denzel. I just think from what I saw, which was great for the kind of character, show me more before you start saying, yeah, I might be the next Denzel. Calm down, young buck. Well, easy now. Simmer down now. SNL joke, you remember that one, SNL? Simmer down now. It's time to simmer down. Like, earn it. That's all, just earn it. That's all, If you want to quiet everybody like me that might think, I don't know, I don't see it. Prove it. Simple and plain, but I tell you what, you're off to a great start. And you couldn't have been in a better movie to make that clear, but I say, let's just dial it back a few. And that goes for even some of the other things that I saw in the movie. I think some things have just become, some things are expected Spike things to see in a movie that make it a Spike movie that I love. And some other things, they've almost become tropes of classic characters. Like, that was that movie. It could never be done better than that. Yet you see this person in another movie pretty much being the same energy. They're just supposed to be somebody different. That, to me, is getting a little old. Just me personally. That may be just on a personal thing. I want more people to get more opportunities. I want to see new faces. Hint, hint. To come in and make their debut, to become that memorable face, to become that legendary guy from a Spike movie that you might see again, but does something totally different from the last time. Like, very few people can do what Giancarlo Esposito, which is one of the greatest of all time out of Spike's crew, can do. He plays such range. I mean, I know I'm on a tangent with this, but I'm making a point about what I'm saying about some characters in Spike films. He goes from bugging out and do the right thing to the jazz player in Mo Better Blues the way he was. It's night and day. It's night and day. Hell, you could pretty much say any other character other than bugging out for his whole entire range of characters he's played is night and day. And I just want to see more folks who either bring that to it, or if you are that repeat character, at least, I don't know, maybe give them a new one line that they're, instead of maybe pretty much saying the same kind of stuff you always see them doing. Like, if there's one person who's always yelling, they don't have to always be yelling. Like, this time they're quiet, but it's still funny. And you're like, wait a minute, that's the dude who was in the other Spike movie. Versus, some of y'all who've seen the movie know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll just say there's a guy who I love, a certain Italian character, who's been in other Spike movies, who was on the train, who was hilarious. I loved what he did, but I thought, the minute I saw him, I said, what's he gonna do? And when he started bugging out, I said, damn, that's what he always does. Like, give this man something else to do, man. I know he's got more range than that. That's just my opinion. But anyway, that may not be that big of a deal. But let me know what you think. Because overall, the movie's phenomenal, and I like the message of what I keep saying: respect, power, money. It's in the movie. Check it out.